Remember that song? It became a big hit in 1988 after Hurricane Gilbert devastated the island on September 12. We'll take a trip down memory lane on Gilbert's anniversary. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Arroyo Eubanks. Also on today's show, a youth forum hosted by the Petro-Caribbean Development Fund, and School Zone travels to Cambridge High in St. James. Stay with us. Another riveting edition of Jamaica Magazine will unfold right now.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Friday, September 12. The Ministries of Education, Agriculture and Health have partnered with the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, to roll out an integrated school feeding project. The School Feeding Development of Sustainable program is modeled off a Brazilian initiative that has proven successful in that South American country.
Brazil has this wonderful opportunity of bringing, with the support of FAO, to Jamaica, a broader country, our know-how in school feeding.
Under the project, 45 Jamaicans will join other participants from St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda in a 6-week training course to gain best practices.
This is exactly what we need for Jamaica.
The school feeding program provides our country with a platform for creating a win-win situation in which we can address the nutritional needs of our vulnerable school-age population by increasing the production and supply of fresh, local fruits and vegetables from our small farmers, and thus providing them in turn with a viable source of income.
The Education Ministry is expressing confidence that the country will reach the national target of 85% literacy by 2015. National Literacy Coordinator Dr. Andre Hill says continued student performance is moving the country in the right direction.
When we look at the cohort leaving grade 6 every year at the primary level, we say this percentage is literate based on the grade 4 literacy test. Now, the stats as of last year, when we look at the results cumulatively, are actually at 82-83%, which means that by next year, 2015, we expect that the stats will be more than 85% when we look at the results cumulatively.
Jamaica joined the rest of the world on Monday to celebrate International Literacy Day. 25 senior executives of the Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, have benefited from training in protocol and professional etiquette. The agency partnered with the tourism product development company TPDCO to undertake the 2-day training course, which ended recently. TPDCO's executive director Dennis Hickey says the training is crucial because without the smooth management of people in and out of the island, the tourism industry will be negatively affected.
You are therefore a very integral part of the sector, serving both our international tourists and our domestic tourists who move to and fro in great numbers and deserve the utmost respect and professional quality service.
Meanwhile, the Jamaica Product Exchange JPEX 2014 will headline a slew of events marking Tourism Awareness Week 2014. JPEX 2014, the country's premier trade show, will be held from September 21 to 23 at the Montego Bay Convention Center in St. James. Director of Tourism Paul Pennycook says the three-day trade show's focus is to continue increasing visitor arrivals in the country.
Tour operators are coming primarily from North America, the United States and Canada. We are getting some from Latin America this year for sure, and we're getting from Europe.
The theme for Tourism Awareness Week is Tourism and Community Development. World Tourism Day will be celebrated on September 27. And finally, hundreds are expected to turn out for the funeral of the late Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Roger Clark, Saturday morning. The service will be held at the St. George's Church in Savannah-Lamar, Westmoreland. Interment will follow at Williamsfield in the parish. The body of Minister Clark arrived in the island Wednesday afternoon from the United States, where he died on August 28. Family, friends, government officials, and ordinary Jamaicans had an opportunity to view his body at the People's National Party headquarters on Thursday and 2 locations in St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland on Friday. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for watching. The JIS will be having its first poster competition. And guess what? It's all about our heritage. The theme, We Are Free. All secondary level students are eligible to compete, and the posters can either be digitally designed or illustrated. The rules are simple. First, complete an entry form online from the JIS website. Posters will be judged on your interpretation of the topic, originality, neatness, and presentation. Digital posters should include only the images from a collection accessible on the JIS website. Posters should be no longer than 11 inches by 17 inches. All digital posters should be submitted electronically through a cloud storage service such as Dropbox, SkyDrive, or Google Drive, while illustrations must be taken into the head office or Montego Bay office. Posters should be submitted by Friday, October 31, 2014. Please ensure that you keep a copy of your poster after submission. Yes, there are going to be prizes and surprises for the top 3 students and the top participants. Just in case you need more details to be part of the fun, call JIS at 926-359024, extension 2137, or email heritageposter@jis.gov.jm. Don't delay, get started on your poster now.
The Petrocaribe Development Fund is not only about purchasing oil at discounted rates from Venezuela. Through the preferential agreement, young people are also benefiting from skills training while gaining valuable work experience. Let's listen in as they share their experiences at a youth forum.
It is not always the dream that counts. Sometimes it is the person you become in pursuit of your dream that really matters.
I was given a key to unlock my personal door to success.
You have tremendously made a mark on my life to know that something is deep within. I just need to go out and be a champion.
Who am I? Who am I? This is just the beginning. The investment that has been made in you, an average of $2.6 million each, is not just for you. The real challenge comes with how will you pay it forward.
Powerful words that lit fire in the minds of all who were privy to Petrocaribe Development Fund PDF's Youth Forum, held recently at the Knutsford Court Hotel, under the theme, Celebrating Our Youth.
This is the first. The purpose is really to bring the students and the employees together and to hear inspirational talk from others about how they can achieve greater things in their lives. But very importantly, to build a community, to have students relating to each other, to have people feel that they are not just being given a scholarship or some employment and then abandoned, to give them some opportunity to ask questions, to guide their own career development.
The forum acted as a platform for participants from PDF Summer Employment and the Jamaica 50th Scholarship programs to share stories of how true champions are born.
More and more of our young people from the first quintile of the population are doing very well and are matriculating to university. And the big challenge for all of us is to make sure that as many of those as possible are assisted where they need assistance to get to fulfill their dreams, which are, after all, the national dreams as well. As in this regard, both programs are of great benefit to the education system because they lift up what is God's greatest creation, the human spirit.
Olivia, Sharida, and Romain spoke of their journey. They knew what their lives would have been like without the helping hand PDF so lovingly extended.
I am truly grateful to be one of the recipients for the Jamaica 50th Scholarship Award. I must personally thank the awarding body for allowing me this opportunity because otherwise I could not have afforded it.
I remember discussing certain options with my mother and saying, oh, you know, I'll get a part-time job and I'll tutor students in the night and anything else. When all these imaginary jobs didn't materialize, I was left with the thought that I'm going to have to walk out. I would have to leave after my first semester. When I was finally selected, I remember feeling overwhelming joy. I felt as if a load had been taken off my shoulders. I felt incredibly blessed.
Normally, you will sit at home and you think, what am I going to do in my life? What am I going to do next? This opportunity has given me the key, placed it right here. The bush was in front of the pathway for the door. Chopped out the bush so I can see the door and say, take this step. And for this opportunity, I thank you.
Think that's interesting? Hear from a budding entertainment coordinator who is a believer that no hurdle is too difficult to leap once you have the right backing.
My daddy is a farmer. My mother sells on Princess Street in downtown, and there's no way that I could really fund this scholarship from my immediate family. And so when I got the scholarship, it was a tremendous blessing. When I pull up my transcript online and I look at my balance of $0, it always reminds me of how good God is to me.
There was no quieting the voices of the 300 beneficiaries and then some who spoke up from the platform and from the audience. After they spoke, experts on the ups and downs of life took center stage. Yannick Page, CEO of Future Services International, implored the youngsters to think big to make it big, and after reaching the zenith, to pay it forward.
People will tell you the worst things. I can tell you, people say the worst things about you and to you, and they will break you down, and your obligation is to tell yourself, as Olivia said, repeat to yourself, you are a champion. You can do it. It is possible. You can go out there and change the world. Your border is not just Jamaica. The world is your oyster.
Timar Jackson, Jamaica's 2014 Rhodes Scholar, pulled the stories from his past, proving that one's failure can be a springboard to success.
Despite being raised in a volatile community in Rasta Lane, where I never had many positive role models, despite not being able to read, write, or spell as a third grade student in primary school, despite my poor performance in GSAT and attending a non-traditional high school, despite not having much financial resources, one of my biggest dreams was to one day attend university and to grow and develop myself to the fullest extent possible. I did not stop until I achieved my dream.
This youth forum has really impacted my life. Meeting new persons that can motivate you to do good, and just socializing, just hearing another person's testimony and know that you can replicate from it and be a and they can be a role model to you, and know that if one person make it, why you can't make it. it's within. Just try and be a champion.
If we hadn't gotten a chance before, we are now able to meet with the persons who have, been so generous in giving us the opportunity to move forward with our career goals. But we also get a chance to see the other persons who have been blessed as well.
This forum has exposed me to maybe 80 plus other persons who I can see in the future to help me be a better person in the future. And I mean, the entertainment industry that I'll be a part of, it's not an individual thing, but a partnership. And so in order to drive Jamaica to that place to live, raise family, and do business over the next 50 years, I'll surely need other persons along the journey.
It's great to see the investment in youth and to see the directing them to particular areas of study. I mean, we really want youth to start thinking about fixing Jamaica's pressing problems and how they can do that from a very young age, and planning is a big part of the process. So this is, these investments, I hope Jamaica will see the benefit of them in a few years.
Petro-Carib Development Fund is committed to the national plan of making Jamaica, or island home, the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. And what better way to ensure longevity than through our youth?
We're still looking at skills training and development. Moving now to Cambridge High School in St. James, where students are learning the basics through an expo.
Nestled in the hills of St. James is a rising co-educational institution, the Cambridge High School, which opened its doors in 1976 to serve students living in southern St. James and sections of Westmoreland and St. Elizabeth. Recently, a flurry of skills and talents were on display at the institution for the first staging of the Cambridge High Expo. It was held under the theme, Cambridge High School Meeting the 2030 Vision, showcasing skills and academic excellence.
We want to rebrand Cambridge High School as the school of choice for vocational and academic subjects.
The purpose of the expo really is to showcase what is happening in the institution to the public. It is always viewed that the negatives come out, but the positives don't. So we want to showcase the work of our students and hope that while doing that, the wider public will get an understanding of just what is happening between the walls of this institution. We are also hoping that students will draw motivation from what happened here today.
The expo activities kicked off with motivation from government officials and other stakeholders.
I am beautifully made, and I will be the best I can. I don't know if you recognize what you just said to yourself and the pledge you made in the presence of all persons here. But I want you, as students, to buy an exercise book, and each day you will look at that book and say that this book is full of all my potential.
As you move along in the grades from 7th to 11th, you will realize that careers are evolving. But in recent times, persons have been moving towards being a cosmetologist, a plumber with a degree, an electrical engineer with a degree, a barber, a dressmaker, and these are careers that are evolving. What you can do to be ahead of the game is to do your research.
Talk aside, the expo provided the perfect opportunity for students to browse and see what suited them.
Jungle set up shop, Max set up shop, Valro set up shop, Chisley set up, Seaview set up shop. Southside set up shop. We a man and young man them get together and a build and a set up shop. Hawaii set up shop.
For those more scientifically minded, the young Einsteins got to work and displayed their skill set. And for those who wanted to train to be the next Usain Bolt, they were on the mark. All this and so much more were displayed by the Cambridge High School students. Oh, and one more thing.
I strongly believe that Expo is really a good idea since the students and the teachers of Cambridge High School can use this as an opportunity to showcase their talent.
And that they did.
I'm a past student of this institution and now serving the capacity as vice principal. So it is really a pleasure to have put on a function like this to showcase what the institution has to offer to the students in the community and the wider public at large.
I felt very excited about this expo because it is very educational and Cambridge High School can show what they have learned.
You're watching JIX, the voice of Jamaica. Stay in tune. In darkness, Cambridge light. Yes, we will shine.
There are so many challenges that we hear that have gone viral on the internet and elsewhere to help people and help great causes. I'd ask you to make this your challenge. So rather than an ice bucket challenge, make it a pint of blood challenge.
Come out Saturday, September 13 at the National Chest Hospital and celebrate with Faye Ellington on her 40 years in media and journalism by giving a pint of blood. Giving blood helps the donor. Giving blood saves lives.
I'm a little too young to remember all the details of Hurricane Gilbert, but from all accounts, it was one of the most destructive hurricanes Jamaica has ever seen. It left a trail of death and destruction in its wake, but taught us valuable lessons about disaster preparedness. On this, its 26th anniversary, we reflect on the devastating hurricane that was Gilbert.
As if packed with vengeance for Jamaica, Gilbert increased its intensity continuously as it approached the island. It first struck Morant Point at 11 a.m. with maximum winds of 115 miles per hour. Taking a path slightly south of the island's center, the Eye of Gilbert traveled the full length of Jamaica. It had exceeded 140 miles per hour before it left us. In 9 horrifying hours, Gilbert left us with an estimated damage of over $800 million. The island's landscape was significantly transformed. Utility poles toppled, houses were left roofless, and debris of all sorts rendered many areas inaccessible. There were 45 deaths. 400,000 persons had to be evacuated from their homes. Hospitals and medical facilities in all parishes were extensively damaged, and there was a massive destruction of both domestic and export agriculture.
While Gilbert water come in me room, the sweep out song with me broom. The little dog laugh to see such fun, and the dish run away with the spoon. Come now, who no see me dish? Who no see me dish? Anybody who no see me something like the dish? Who no see me dish? Who no see me dish? Anybody who no see me something like this? Come, dish take off like flying saucer. The roof migrate without a visa. Bedroom full of water. Me in the dark, no light, no one. And true, me no have no generator. Me say one cold beer cost $10. Me fish and me meat spoil in the freezer. A pure bully beef full of me structure. Come, full of bully beef, full of bully beef. Me can't get fit cook, so me full of bully beef, full of bully beef, full of bully beef. Me can't get fit cook, so me full of bully beef. Come, water come in me room. The sweep out song with me broom. The little dog laugh to see such fun, and the dish run away with the spoon. Water wet up me shoes and now wet up me hat. Wet up me dog and wet up me cat. Wet up the bed, wet up me parrot. Water wet up me what's it not? You mean you what not? No me what's it not? Water wet up me what's it not? Sorry, I never told you all I wanted to say, and now it's too late to hold you, 'cause you've flown away, so far away.
And that's it for this Friday's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do remember to view our features at jis.gov.jm. Follow us on Twitter at JIS News and send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. I'm Arroyo Eubanks and this has been Jamaica Magazine. Another program comes your way tomorrow. Take care and thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.